Making sure your plants get the appropriate amount of water per week is one of the keys to keeping them healthy and thriving through the hot months of summer. In this video, I'm going to show you how to give them just the right amount of water, especially if you're hand watering. You've likely heard that plants need on average 1 inch of water per week. Now, that's easy to measure depending on the instruments that you're using, such as drip irrigation. Those have emitter tips, which deliver a precise amount of water over a specific period of time. So it's just a matter of simple math to know how long you need to run the water. Or if you're using a soaker hose, which evenly distributes water over the entire length, you could take a tuna can, which is about 1 inch in depth, bury it into the surface so that it's right at the top of the soil level, turn on the soaker hose and see how long it takes to fill up that can. And that's how long you need to run the water to get 1 inch of water over the entire span right along that line. But what if you're like me and you love to hand water, so you're standing over your plants with a watering wand, thinking you're providing enough water, but you don't really know. But there is a way to find out. So that's what I want to tell you here. Fortunately, studies indicate that it takes 0.62 gallons of water to deliver the equivalent of 1 inch over 1 square foot of surface area. Okay, I can work with that. So the first thing I need to know is how long it takes for my, in this case, favorite watering wand to put out 0.62 gallons of water, and that is also 80 ounces, by the way. So the way that I did that, and you can do it however you want, but I measured out 80 ounces into this bucket and drew a line. See that black line right there? That's the top of where 80 ounces hits. So now that it's empty, I can stand there with my watering wand. You only need to do this one time, and time how long it takes for the bucket to fill up to get to that line. And in my case, it's right around 10 seconds, which is a nice even number, and it's great for extrapolating out when you need to kind of play around with extra time. So 10 seconds for 1 square foot to deliver the equivalent of 1 gallon of water. Okay, so now let's put that into practical terms at my tomato bed. Now, 1 square foot per plant is probably not enough water for me in a week's time. I need at least probably 2 square feet. So if it takes 10 seconds for 1 square foot, then 20 seconds is going to give me 2 square feet. So if I want to provide the equivalent of 1 inch of water over a 2 square foot area, I just need to stand here for about 20 seconds. And if I want to do my entire bed, which has 4 plants, then each plant gets 20 seconds for a total of 80 seconds. And I've got them all covered with 1 inch of water. Now keep in mind, that's in the absence of rainfall, but if I got a rain event during the week, I just need to supplement that amount of water. So it's important for you to have some way to measure the rainfall. A good rain gauge is an inexpensive way to do that, and then you just supplement the difference. And something else to keep in mind, you don't have to deliver the 1 inch all at once. In fact, I prefer not to do that. I prefer to spread it out maybe twice a week. So if I'm going to take 20 seconds to get 1 gallon of water to each tomato plant, then if I cut that in half, at 10 seconds, they're getting the equivalent of half a gallon. Twice a week, I'll have the same amount and I'll spread it out. So hopefully that makes sense. Now, one more thing. If you're unsure as to whether or not your soil or your plants even needs water, then all you need to do is the trusty finger test. It works every single time. All you need to do is take your bare finger, stick it into the soil down to about the middle knuckle. If it comes up with soil stuck to your finger, that's a good indication that the soil is adequately moist and your plants are fine. But if your finger is relatively clean when you pull it out, that's an indication that your soil is dry and your plants need more water. But now you have a good way to know how much water you need to provide them to get them that 1 inch of water per week.